What's up, everybody? This is Josh here from Basement Level Magic, and we are going to go ahead and do a Oath of the Gatewatch and Battle for Zendikar Swiss draft. I really have not gotten a ton of time to do this stuff, and I'm sure you're getting tired of me saying that, but unfortunately, it's true. But we've opened up ourselves a pack, and right off the bat, the cards that are sticking out to me are cards like Birthing Hulk. It's just a really big body. It comes in with some Scion tokens, and it's hard to get rid of. Reckless Bushwhacker, which is a 2 and a red with haste, and then it can give your other guys haste if it comes in for its surge cost. Warping Whale, not too interested in. Warden of Geometries has been very disappointing, I would say. Zada's Commando, I think, is awesome. But I think Reckless Bushwhacker is just going to be a little bit better, and we may be able to get some Zada's Commandos to come back around. If we're looking at a Surge deck, you got some kind of Dwar Isle Avenger, which I thought was a little bit more exciting in the pre-release area, but not so much now. Searing Light is a decent removal spell, but nothing exciting. So we'll go with the Reckless Bushwhacker. Alright, so we do have a land here, which could definitely give us a decent shot at going at red-black. Vampire Envoy is possibly the best card in this pack. Probably the best card in this pack. Otherwise, if we're looking at some type of red-black deck, Visions of Brutality may be a better one. Vampire Envoy is just very, very strong. It's really a pain in the butt to get rid of. Otherwise, if we want to go hard into red, we could go ahead and take this Goblin Freerunner and just try to take a lot of really low-costing red cards. Reckless Bushwhacker and Vampire Envoy really don't play together very well, whereas Goblin Freerunner would play greatly with Reckless Bushwhacker, I feel. I'm going to go with red. I know that you're supposed to just take the best card out there, but I like the idea of trying to go hard into a color. I really do find that that's where I tend to do the best. Here we've got a few cards. Once again, we've got a decent red card, Embodiment of Fury, which it's been a little bit disappointing to me. The embodiments, I really thought going into the format that they were going to be really exciting, and they've just not really lived up to it. A lot of times I find myself not really wanting to lose that land. So I don't want to attack with it. Ondu War Cleric is very good. It would have been, if I took the 1/4 flyer that was black, I'd probably easily go with the Ondu War Cleric. Reality Hemorrhage is decent, but nothing exciting. It doesn't kill quite enough in this format for me to be very excited about it. So I may just go ahead and grab the embodiment. Otherwise, a decent removal spell like a Containment Membrane is fine. And it works great in a Surge deck, which we actually do have Surge, so let's try it. All that talk, and then I end up changing at the last minute. It's kind of how I order food at a restaurant too, honestly. It drives my wife nuts. Alright, so here, this is tough. This is a spot where, we've got cards like Eldrazi Aggressor, Immobilizer, Eldrazi, where they're decent options. Negate's okay. Loam Larva is fine if we're going to go into a green splashing style of deck. Unknown Shores is always a decent option, just as a way to fix your mana and give us access to a waste symbol. I think I'm going to take the Unknown Shore. I'm not ridiculously excited about either of these red creatures, and Negate's not really a card I'm looking for at this time. Alright, so Wall of Resurgence was one of the cards that I thought was amazing going into the format. I don't think that plays really well with a red deck or blue. Blue-white is really, it's not even close to what it was in the Battle for Zendikar ×3 format. I do like Expedition Raptor, and that would possibly be an okay option with these red creatures. Otherwise, these are allies. Yeah, both of them are allies. Akum Flameseeker is an ally as well. Maybe just go with that and keep cutting off red. I think the Expedition Raptor and the Wall of Resurgence are both better cards. But if we're possibly a red deck, I think this is the way to go. I like Crumbling Vestige as a way to both give us some access to waste mana, but it also comes in and it gives you colored mana. It's a decent option. Hedron Crawler, that is very good. It's a good way to ramp. It gives you access to waste. And actually, you know, we haven't seen a lot of blue, which makes me wonder if Containment Membrane is really going to be worthwhile. And we may just end up going into a red-white allies deck, where Core Scythemaster would be better. Now, we did just pass some good white cards, which, you know, is probably going to come back to bite us. But let's take that and... oh my gosh, I might actually go for a Bonesaw here. You know, we've got a Surge card here, and a Surge card here, and Bonesaw here. Otherwise, Expedite is probably the better option. But Bonesaw is actually not awful. Otherwise, Alpha Protector is not really the style of deck that we're going for here. Baloth Null is easily the best card, I think. But I'm going to take the Expedite here. We know that we're going to be playing red. And there's a Weapons Trainer. Maybe we just go in on this red-white. It looks like it's bound to be open. I do wish that this Scythemaster were in the next pack, but I'm going to take the Weapons Trainer, and we'll see if we can pick up some equipment. Alright, nothing too exciting here. Call the Gatewatch. I could go ahead and grab it just in case we end up getting a bunch of... if we get a bunch of Planeswalkers, but that's unlikely. Comparative Analysis may just be the better card. I don't know that I'll play it, but I'll take it. Here's Cinder Barons. I'm gonna grab it. I don't expect to be playing any of these cards. Otherwise, Negate would maybe be a decent option, but the red-black land allows us to go after possibly go after another color. So we'll take the Bonesaw here, though. Otherwise, we could always take this Immobilizer Eldrazi, which is just an early card. But I think Bonesaw, now that we have the Weapons Trainer, is the way to go. And there's another Immobilizer Eldrazi anyway. Not really looking to play it. Ooh, Searing Light. So that's a good sign for white being very open. So right now, we don't know if we're going to play this Containment Membrane. It doesn't cost a ton to, you know, just have it there as a possibility. But so far, not so bad. I definitely wish I could have picked up, you know, maybe over this Akum Flameseeker. I wish I would have ended up with the Raptor. And also, you know, we did pass a Scythemaster later there. But overall, not too bad of a pack. We did get a Bonesaw so that we have an artifact or a equipment for our Weapons Trainer. There's a Snapcaster Mage. That is definitely a good card. Boulder Salvo is probably the best card here for us, though. Core Sky Climber, I'm a fan of it. It's a ally. It's able to go to the skies. We're a little heavy at that spot right now, and we'd rather go a little bit lower. So just going after a little bit of removal, though, is really important. I have played some Spark Mage's Gambit, and that card is actually pretty fun in a aggressive attacking deck. Oblivion Strike is the best card. And so, I mean, I could easily take Oblivion Strike and run it with Cinder Barons and Unknown Shores. That may just be the best option, honestly. You know, because at this point in time, we do have two ways of splashing for it, and it's basically free. So, yeah, I think Oblivion Strike is the way to go. Otherwise, there's definitely some decent options. Remorseless Punishment is not really an option for us, and I don't think Malakir Soothsayer either. So we'll just take the removal spell. All right, I like Zulaport Chain Mage. Um, it's definitely a card that you'll look at later in it, or later in this pack. Undo War Cleric, I think, is easily the card for us here. It's on color. I mean, I can't say we're absolutely red-white, but it's really looking that way to me right now. Um, it's an ally. It gains some life, which, if you don't kill him right away, we're going to be looking to do. We'll look to try to pick up another Bone Saw at some point here in this pack. I'd like the Unknown Shores as well. Jaraga Auxiliary is a very good card. It's just one of those cards that gives you a chance to go over the top of your opponent late, but we'll take the Undo War Cleric for now. Ooh, Allied Reinforcements is one of the cards that I would be happy to take right here. Otherwise, there's also Goblin Freerunner, which I'm a fan of. I don't feel like it's crazy good in this situation though. Maybe if we were doing more of a Surge deck where we've got a lot more lower price cards, which who knows, maybe we end up with a bunch of Bone Saws, but I doubt it. Yeah, I think Allied Reinforcements is just easily the pick for us here. Shoulder to Shoulder, I do like that card too, and I definitely keep an eye out for that. Oh man, look at this. It's a Mythic. Can't be countered. It's a 5/5 flying hexproof. That's going to be something we need to watch out for. Alright, other than that though, I mean, we could look at something like a Chitinous Cloak. It just seems so expensive. I mean, 3 mana to bring it in, 3 mana to equip it. We could even look at a Makindi Aeronaut. Otherwise, I'm always a fan of burn type things, which Consuming Sinkhole would be good for. But we're a little heavy on the 4-drop spot, and call me crazy, but I think I'm going to take the Aeronaut. If we end up with any of the cards that the support cards, we'll definitely be happy that we went with this. And red and white both have some decent pump spells, so that could end up being our win condition. Alright, Spatial Contortion is awesome. We don't really have a lot of ways to turn that on though, which, yeah, I don't think that's the way I want to go with it. I think I just want to get another creature, and I have a feeling that there's going to be some Spark Mage's Gambits coming back around to us probably. I'm definitely a fan of going after something like a Holdout Settlement right here, but I want to get more creatures right now. Red-white likes to flood the board and have combat tricks. That's the way I like to run my red-white decks. So let's take that. Pyromancer's Assault. Whenever you cast a second spell each turn, it deals 2 damage to target creature or player. The problem I see with this card is that once you're already playing it on turn 4, which you can't get it down earlier for, you've already played out a lot of your small cards, so you're not able to really take advantage of it, unless you're looking more of a constructed deck. So we'll go ahead and take this second Oblivion Strike. It's easy option here. It's great removal. Alright, so Shoulder to Shoulder I'm a fan of. Timber Gorge I like, but we don't really have any upside of doing it right now. It just opens up to more options later. I think I just want to go with Shoulder to Shoulder. I do think Visions of Brutality is a very good card. I don't think we're going to be fast enough to really take advantage of something like that, especially when it would be on a splash. So I just want to take Shoulder to Shoulder as a way to pump my guys and get some more card draw going. Alright, so I actually really like Make a Stand. I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that don't, but the good thing about it is you can use it as a combat trick, as a way to get enough damage through, or also a way to stop somebody. Either way, you're using it as a very strong combat trick, and it can be a mass pump spell just to send in the team too. So I'm going to go ahead and take it. Otherwise, I do like Consuming Sinkhole. I like Dazzling Reflection in the spot, but we'll take that. Ooh, Core Sky Climber coming back around is a very good sign. I'm going to go ahead and take that easily. It's an ally. It's a 3/2 that can go up to the air. I do want to see a Spark Mage's Gambit come back around, though. Alright, so I have not played with this Toll Collector, but I'm going to go ahead and grab it. I don't know that I'll play it. I'm going to put it in the sideboard for now. But we need more equipment to go with that. So I'm hoping that we definitely get another Bone Saw. Yeah, there's not much here. So I'm just going to take the rare and get it out of the pack. Boy, there must have been just about 30 Consuming Sinkholes, because I'm going to go ahead and take that one. We can take up Truce Interference. I don't really see myself bringing it in, but why not? I'm actually going to take the Natural State this time. And we'll take another Consuming Sinkhole. So we did not pick up a second Bone Saw, so somebody else is trying to work on that. We really got cut for red, that side. Alright. So we're not really going to be able to splash for green to go for something like a Beastcaller Savant. Tunneling Geopede, I think, is a fine card. Complete Disregard. You know, maybe we're not red. You know, maybe we've kind of gotten to the point where this Cinder Barons is going to allow us to splash for some of these red cards. And we're more white and possibly black. That could easily be the thing. And if that's the case, Complete Disregard is just a great option for us. So I think I'm going to go ahead and take that and see if white-black is really where we are. You know, we just did not help our deck from the red standpoint there. So I'm just going to side these over just so I can see. Bloodbond Vampire, if we are playing a black-white deck, is awesome. You know, we're not looking to do Bring to Light. Inspired Charge is not really what we're going with. Turn Against is a good card, but if we're looking like we're going to be a black-white form, or a black-white deck, Bloodbond Vampire is just going to be so much more important. I'd love to see some Sure Strike, some really good combat tricks. Bone Splinters is a fine choice, but I'm going to take the Bloodbond Vampire and see if we end up with a good black-white deck here. Resolute Blademaster is actually perfect for this deck. We're already looking at playing red. We've got allies, tons of allies, so it's a good option. Ghoul Draz Overseer. Yeah, I've just never been excited to see this one. Encircling Fissure, I would say, is a better option than that, but neither of them are very good for us. I'm going to take the Resolute Blademaster here. Yeah, right now, if we can find... Yeah, there's not a lot more mana fixing, but we'll see what we can do here. Alright, so nothing too exciting. I mean, Demon's Grasp is a good removal spell. It's not great, but it's decent. If I had taken that red-green land in the last pack, I'd be looking at something like a Tijir Stalwart or a Tijir Beastmaster. But we really don't have a lot of ways to go after those. Otherwise, I could easily see something like a Clutch of Currents. But I think I'm just going to take the removal spell. And we'll just play a lot of removal and basically just grind him out is what it's looking like. That's what this is definitely looking like. Getting to Reproach, It's another removal spell, Dust Stalker. Boy, that seems like it could be great for us, but I don't want to be crazy heavy red because we don't have a lot of ways to fix our mana. I do like Reckless Bushwhacker. I'm not sure if we even need Goblin Freerunner, but we do need creatures. But Gideon's Reproach is going to be... It's a great removal spell. Otherwise, Nirkana Assassin is something that will hope to come back around, and even a Duststalker too. So we'll take the Gideon's Reproach. Nothing very good here for us. I mean, Angelic Gift is not what we're looking for. Tajira Stalwart would be very good if we had a way of finding the land. I'm going to take the McKindy Slide Runner just in case we end up, in case we really do go with the red. We'll see. We're gonna end up with some very good cards here, I think, and it's gonna really come down to a choice of the black versus red. Calestra Nightwatch is, I feel like that card is way more powerful in this format than it was before. Just having that 4/5 body is much more difficult to deal with. Core Cascadator I'm a huge fan of, but I just feel like I need a little bit more top end, and I think the Nightwatch is going to give it to us. I'd love to play that Cascadator though. Alright, there we go. So we got a Cascadator anyway. Now if somebody will give us another one, you know, can't be wishing too much though, can we? There's another Beastmaster, my gosh. I'm going to take the Scour from Existence. It's always a good idea to have at least one of them. And, you know, right now our deck just has so much removal. Retreat to Hagra is a card that I'm... Actually, no, that is not a bad option. We have 2 Oblivion Strikes right now. So we've got some removal. Make a Stand might not be played. Complete Disregard, we've got removal. No, I think we'll just take more removal. Just do a ton of removal is what I'm looking at here. Bone Splinters, this is not quite the form for Bone Splinters. But I'm going to take it over the rest of them. Sure Strike, you know, I'm just not sure if we're going to play enough red. I don't know. I don't think we have enough creatures to go wasting, but Bone Splinters is more ultimate removal. Cliffside Lookout, not excited about, not hoping to play it, but we'll take it. Actually, Mortuary Mire might just be the better option, just because we don't have a lot of creatures right now, and we may need to bring some back. Oh, look at all these stalwarts. Could have easily ended up with an Obzon deck if we had the lands for it. This Geyserfield Stalker, that can't be right, can it? I'm gonna take it just as an option. We'll take the Great Horn. We need a little bit more ways of attacking. All right, well that was quite the pivot we made right there. I mean, right now we're at 12 creatures and 10 spells. Let's see what spells we ended up with. So we've got Scour from Existence, which I think I'd rather have that come in from the board. I like having the option, just in case somebody plays a really large mythic that I have a hard time dealing with. But Bonesaw, you can come out too. I just need to resort these. Okay, so Syrian Light, Gideon's Reproach. I think Shoulder to Shoulder is fine. I think Allied Reinforcements is definitely good. Shoulder to Shoulder it's a potential. So then if we look at this, we've got, you know, Reckless Bushwhacker. I'm not sure I don't really think we ended up in that deck. But what would be better? Akum Flameseeker actually seems... This definitely seems like one where that might pay off. I like the idea of make a stand. I just don't know if it's going to happen. Weapons trainer, that's not going to work. I don't think. You know, we only had the one artifact, and we're not really heavy red. We're more of just a splash. I mean, I could bring in Bone Splinters, but then I just got to figure out how I'm going to attack and win. I hate the idea of playing this Geyserfield Stalker, but the only reason why I am thinking of it, is because I need to have win cons. And I mean, so even if I'm removing a ton of their stuff, maybe if they only have one creature out there, the Menace is going to be really powerful. Consuming Sinkhole might not be too bad of an option either. I think Goblin Freerunner should come back in. So right now we're at 22. We definitely want to run 20 or 18 lands, I think. Even though our top end is at 5, you know, we really want to hit there. Some of the options I'm considering are the 2 Consuming Sinkholes. I mean, we could possibly bring or put Searing Light in the sideboard and just bring it in from there. But I think it'll be a nice way to... There's a lot of low power creatures in this format. I mean, just looking at my own, I've got 2 power, 2 power, 2 power. These are 1 power. Yeah, I don't think I want to play the Toll Collector. The one I think I'm considering Shoulder to Shoulder over Make a Stand, but Make a Stand works with this a little bit more, where it's more removal based. I don't have a ton of ways of gaining life for this Bloodbond Vampire either. So I wish I had 2 Ondu Warclarks. That would be awesome. Otherwise, what if we took out some of these black cards and just kept in like the ones we really want to play? So we don't necessarily need the Stalker or the Vampire. Where do we look for red-white then? Could run a Slide Runner even. We could run 2 Consuming Sinkholes. My 4-drop spot would get super overloaded. If we're gonna run the Weapons Trainer, Bonesaw is definitely an option. Although, gosh, I feel like Complete Disregard should be in. Alright, at this point we're at 22. We're a little more aggressive, but we've got... I think our removal's a little bit better. Yeah, I just don't really... I don't like the idea of playing these 2 cards without consistent ways of turning them on. The other option is dropping out like these McKindy Aeronauts. If we're going to play it, we really should be playing this Shoulder to Shoulder. That's my thoughts. Yeah, if I'm So if I'm sitting like this, I think I'm actually okay with running 41 cards, which I'm sure somebody will bash me for, but running 41 cards, 18 lands, 23 non-lands, I think that's a decent option. Because I don't feel comfortable running 17, but I think if I run 18 and cut something, and I'm more in this format, I worry that I'm not going to be able to hit my swamps when I need them. So let's bring in that Cinder Barrens. All right, so we got Searing Light as an early play. The other option is going with something like Expedite instead of Searing Light. Or even maybe Make a Stand instead of Searing Light. I'm just not sure if Searing Light is the best option for us, because now we've turned ourselves into more of a aggressive deck, where Make a Stand might just be a better option for us. Now, I'm a big fan of, if we got removal, let's play it. Jeez. All right. I'm okay with playing the Mortuary Mire still. And then let's go ahead and add. So we'll definitely want one more mountain for sure. Because we're going to want the mountains earlier, which means that we can go like this. So at this point, we would be looking at 18 lands. And we've got 5 swamps, 6 mountains, and then 7 plains. But we've also got the unknown shores for any issues we might run into. We may just need more, maybe go down to 4 swamps, because we really need to hit a plains. Plains and mountains are going to be the most important in our opening hand. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and try this. So like I said, 41 cards, because I really want the 18 lands, but I don't really want to cut. I'm okay with a 41 card 18 land deck. I feel like it leaves the numbers okay. So thank you for watching, everybody. This is Josh here with Basement Level Magic. We'll see you in round 1. Later.